I've lost 128 pounds on the Weight Watcher Blue Plan. If you'd like to see some ideas for how to use shredded chicken in Weight Watcher recipes, be sure to watch this video. Hi, my name is Patty. Thanks for clicking on my channel, Winning at Weight Loss. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Today I'm going to make a instant pot full of chicken, and I'm going to shred it up and show you some ideas on what you can make that are very low points for Weight Watcher meals. There's lunches and dinners and just all sorts of good meals that are low in points, healthy for you, and I hope you get some good ideas for these. Here we go. For the shredded chicken meal prep, I'm going to put in 2 cups of water into my Instant Pot insert. And then for flavoring for the chicken, I'm going to use some Better Than Bouillon chicken broth. And I'm going to put about 2 teaspoons in that water. And it will give some flavor to the chicken. Then I have 4 pounds of just about 4.5 pounds of chicken that I trimmed, and I will put that right in the pot. Chicken is in the Instant Pot. I'm going to cover the lid. So the lid's covered and I have the vent sealed. I'm going to cook it for 15 minutes. Finish cooking, I will let it do a release for about 10 minutes. Okay, once the chicken is done, I'm going to remove it from the Instant Pot. It's nice and tender, it's already shredding up. Also, once I have the chicken in the bowl, you can also save the broth and use it for a recipe. I'm going to save the chicken broth from the chicken that I made in the Instant Pot, and I could use that in a recipe like a soup, chili, cooking chicken, lots of different things. Okay, once I have the chicken out, I'm going to shred it. Some people like to shred it with the mixer, but I like to hand shred it just like this. So I'm going to shred this up, and it'll be ready for the recipes. Okay, I have the chicken all shredded up, and now I'm going to separate it into different things of what I'm going to do. First container, I'm going to put some chicken. This is going to be chicken salsa, and I'm going to pour some salsa mix over it. And I will mix it up. Okay, now when that's all done, I put the lid on it. I will label it chicken salsa, and I'll have it in the freezer ready to use. Now, some of the suggestions you could use are, you could use it for tacos, you could serve it over rice, you could put it on a salad, and I will have that ready so I can have it at a later date. My second idea for the shredded chicken is going to be a chicken barbecue. Now, I'll use this for chicken sandwiches. Or you could just eat it by itself. It's going to put some sugar-free hickory flavored sauce, and you could use as much as you want. So I put about a cup of barbecue sauce on the chicken, and a cup of the sugar-free G. Hughes hickory barbecue sauce is 2 points. So if I divide this up into 2 servings, it'll be a point per serving. And I'm gonna mark this barbecue chicken, so container 2 points. And then I could put this in the freezer or use it in the refrigerator. There's a 1 point barbecue chicken sandwich. The bread is Aunt Millie's buns. It's only 1 point. And the barbecue chicken is 0 points. And that is a good way to use shredded chicken. This recipe, I'm going to make some chicken salad for chicken salad sandwiches, and you have about 1.5 cups of the shredded chicken. I'm going to add about 1/2 cup of chopped celery, a cup of chopped onions, and then I have about 6 tablespoons of light Miracle Whip. This is what I use, but you can use mayo if you want. You just have to count it differently. And then I will mix that up. And I'm going to put some pepper on it to your taste and salt. Now I'm going to refrigerate it till the flavors like kind of mix in together, and then I will serve it on bread. Now this looks like it'll probably make about 4 servings, which would be 1 point per serving. And I like a lot of celery and the onions in it to give it the crunchy taste. And that's the chicken salad sandwich. It's 1 point's worth of chicken salad on 2 pieces of Aunt Millie's seeded grain bread. And that is a 3-point sandwich. It's got nice crunchy onions and celery. Okay, this recipe is for creamy chicken white enchiladas. And I'm going to use 3 chopped onions or scallions, a can of 98% fat-free cream of chicken soup, 1/2 cup of the light sour cream, and 1 cup of the shredded fat-free cheddar cheese. First, I'm going to take the can of cream of chicken soup and I'm going to pour that in the pan. Add the scallions, 1/2 cup of the fat-free cheddar, 1/2 cup of the light sour cream. Now I'm going to heat this mixture up on the stove so it warms up. These are the tortillas I use. I use a La Banderita Carb Counter Carb Lean. They're 1 point per tortilla, 45 calories. This recipe makes 6 enchiladas. I'm going to put a little bit of the sauce on it, and then some of the shredded cheese. And then I will roll it up. I'm going to put a little bit of sauce on the bottom of the pan so it doesn't stick. You could add some milk to the mixture to thin it out a little bit. Just a teaspoon or tablespoon. And then what I'm going to do is put 6 of these enchiladas in the pan. There's a casserole of the 6 enchiladas, and I have the oven preheating to 350 degrees, and I'm going to pour the rest of the sauce over the enchiladas. I put a little bit of water in it to thin it out so I could get the edges. Just want to make sure that there's some on all of it. Now I'm going to top it with another 1/2 cup of cheddar cheese, fat-free. Then I'm going to cover it with foil and put it in the oven for about 15 minutes covered, and then I'll take the cover off for another 8 minutes or so. And that's going to be at 350 degrees. Here's the tray of the creamy chicken enchiladas. And those are probably one of my favorite things to make with shredded chicken. There's a 3-point enchilada. If you have 2, it's only 5. There's a cheesy goodness. Put them in a container and I'm gonna freeze them for a later time. They are really good. This one I'm going to freeze and then I'll have another one for lunch. Probably tomorrow. For this recipe, I'm making a quesadilla. I am using the 1 point carb counter La Banderita. They are 1 point each and I'll use 2 of them. And then I'm gonna add the shredded chicken, some spinach, some mushrooms, and onions. Okay, I'm gonna spray the pan. And then I'm going to cook the onions and the mushrooms. And I'll let them cook down. So I have the onions and mushrooms sauteing. I'm gonna put some salt and pepper on them. And I will add my chopped spinach. And that will wilt down. Now really you could add anything you want in these enchiladas, but this is going to be a 2 point enchilada and it will only be for the tortillas. So that's cooked down. I'm going to add the chicken. And I'm going to remove this from the pan and set it aside. I'm going to spray the pan. And I'm going to put one of the tortillas in the pan. I will put our mixture inside the pan. Add a 1/4 cup of fat-free mozzarella. Top it with the other tortilla. And there is the 2 point quesadilla. Cheesy, chicken, onions, and mushrooms. 2 points. For this recipe, I'm making some white chicken chili. I'm going to use 2 cups of the shredded chicken, 1 can of corn undrained, 1 can of rotel undrained. Then I'm going to use a 1/2 cup of the chicken broth that I used to cook the shredded chicken, 1 medium onion chopped, 1 can of white beans. I'm using cannellini beans and I drained them. 1 can of drained and rinsed black beans, 1/4 ounce of ranch dressing mix that's dried, 1 teaspoon of cumin and 1 teaspoon of chili powder. And then I'm going to mix these ingredients together. And then I'm going to add 4 ounces of cream cheese, which I use the light cream cheese. And then what I'm going to do is put it in the Instant Pot for 10 minutes. And then I will do a natural release of 10 minutes. And if the chicken is not cooked, you put it in and you'll cook it for 20 minutes and then do a 10-minute quick release. But I'm doing it with the shredded chicken, so I'm just using it to combine the taste together. Here is the pot of chicken chili, white creamy chicken chili. The chili recipe makes about 8 1-cup servings, and this is a cup size. This is 1 point per serving. If you use the 0 fat-free cream cheese, it is only 0 points per serving. So this is 1 point of chili. Also great if you serve it with some tortilla chips or avocados. You can sprinkle cilantro on it if you like. And it's good and easy to store. You can freeze it or you can keep it in the fridge and have it all week. This recipe is for barbecued chicken pizza, and I'm spraying my pan with some olive oil spray. And I'm using a 1 point tortilla. I'm using the Extreme Wellness tomato basil, but there is quite a number of different ones you can use. I spray it a little bit. I'm gonna sprinkle some of this garlic seasoning on it. And then I'm going to put it in the oven at 400 degrees to crisp it up a little bit for about 10 minutes, but I watch it. Once the crust is out and it's a little harder, I'm going to put some barbecue sauce. This is the barbecue sauce I use. It's sugar-free. I'm using a 1/4 cup and it's going to be 0 points. Then I spread that out. Then I'm going to put some of the chicken on it. You could really use as much as you want. Then I chopped up some red onions. And then I put a 1/4 cup of fat-free mozzarella. Then I'll put it back in the oven for about 8 minutes, and that's at 400 degrees. Here's the barbecue chicken pizza when it came out of the oven. It was in for about 10 minutes, and I sprayed the fat-free cheese a little bit just so it would melt. So this pizza is 2 points. It's 1 point for the crust, which is a 1 point tortilla. 1 point for the 1/4 cup of barbecue sauce. If you wanted to go down to an 1/8, it would be 0. Some red onions and chicken, and that is your 2 point lunch. And you can't go wrong there because the chicken is 0 also. Nice and cheesy goodness. Please comment below if you're going to try any of these recipes, or let me know what your favorite chicken recipe is on the Weight Watcher Blue Plan. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can be notified of every time I upload a new video. Remember, we're here to eat healthy, get fit, and be well. This is Patty, and I'm winning at weight loss. Thanks so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!